All right, welcome back. We are on SCSR 1000 Student Radio, and this is your host, Jalen Williams, and this is Visionary Collectives. And today, we have a very, very, very special guest with us today, all the way from University of Maryland, Toni Paylor.
Hi, y'all.
Toni, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, man. Great, man. Honestly, I don't even know where to start because it was crazy, like picking you up and getting you on. I seen you on LinkedIn. I seen what you were doing, and I liked it. You know, it was dope. I love everything that you were doing with, at University of Maryland in the engineering program, and man, dope.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
But we're gonna start off. So, how's your experience been? In the aerospace, engineering and that world.
So far, my experience has been okay. Like I think engineering in general is difficult as expected, but it's pushing me and it's challenging me to do things that I've never done before, but that I'm actually passionate about. Like my classes, they're hard as expected, but once again, like in high school, I did not have to study. Like things came easy, I'll say. But now, I'm learning how to study, all right, and it's kind of forcing me to be effective with my studying habits and everything like that. But other than that, like engineering, it's interesting and it keeps me on my toes. Like I'm always interested in what I'm learning about.
And so, have you always been interested in engineering, or is this just like a brand new start for you?
So I've been interested in like the applications of engineering, but I never knew that it was explicitly engineering. Like in elementary school, like I like building stuff. That's what almost every engineer says, is that they like building stuff. But like I like building stuff from jump. But like you just don't, or at least I didn't see a lot of people like in the engineering field doing what I wanted to do or what I was thinking about doing. So I was like, okay, maybe that's just not the space for me. Like that's not where I'm supposed to be at. So I've jumped from place to place, like thinking about what I want to do in my career. Like I thought I wanted to be a firefighter.
A firefighter?
Yes, bro. I thought I wanted to be a firefighter. I thought I wanted to be a lawyer. Like I've jumped from thing to thing, but like, and actually realizing like when it came time for me to like apply to colleges and see like what I wanted to do, I was like, all right, like let me buckle down, because my great grandma, she was a pilot. She had her own flight school in North Carolina, Ida Van Smith. Look her up. She's on Google, y'all, and she's in the Smithsonian.
Hey, man, look her up.
But, so I learned a lot about her just through my grandma. Like, my grandma told me a lot about her and all that she's done. And I was like, okay, this will kind of be a way to honor her, like, honor myself as well, because it's doing something that I actually know that I want to do and I take an interest in doing. So, yeah.
Dope. And so I hear a lot about, LSAMP. So what does LSAMP mean to you, and like, what is their background at University of Maryland?
Okay, so LSAMP stands for the Louis Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation. And Louis Stokes, he was a pioneer in Congress and making sure that minorities got funding, especially in the National Science Foundation, get funding to conduct research and just to be an active part in engineering and just STEM in general. So LSAMP has played a tremendous part in my engineering academic career so far. Like starting from the bridge program, I did a bridge program before freshman year, like summer before freshman year, and that was by LSAMP. Like that was funded by LSAMP.
Okay.
And I didn't pay for a thing. I was on campus for 5 weeks, and I took like engineering prep classes. It was a calc prep class and then like a chemistry prep class.
Okay.
And its focus, like its main goal is to just like help minorities in engineering kind of like not get a head start, but just like introduce them to the engineering concepts specifically at Maryland. Like they know certain classes are like kind of like weed out classes, so to like prepare us for those weed out classes. So from that to I'm in the Center for Minorities in Science and Engineering. I'm in that office all the time, and they're kind of like the overhead of LSAMP at UMB. So I'm in there all the time. Like a lot of my community that I built is from LSAMP. Like the people that I did the bridge program with, like it's built me a lot of community, and it's helped me academically just make sure that I am continuing to go where I want to go. And with my research that I'm building, that's also funded by LSAMP. And so, yeah, it's helped me in a variety of different ways, but a lot of different ways. Like it's helped me academically, it's helped me form bonds with other like-minded individuals like me. So yeah, it's done a lot. It's done a lot for me in this short span of time.
So like academically, and especially with the networking, so actually, how has your networking been at UMD as of now?
So, okay, just me personally, I'm not super big. Like, I feel like sometimes I can come off as like awkward. So I don't know. I've tried to get into like my bag and just talking to people, like just being a human being. People do not want to talk to a robot. Like, you need to be personable, and I feel like that's the biggest takeaway that I've learned. Like, you just have to be personable and talking to everybody. And this is not just like companies and stuff like that. Like, this is your faculty, like other students. Like, you always need to be networking, even when you don't think you need to be networking. Like in class, obviously there's a time and place to network, but like I feel like if you take the time to like actually get to know your professors and faculty and all that stuff, it'll come through in the end. You might not see it like explicitly right away, but I would say my networking at UMD it's definitely grown from what I've expected, from what I thought I could do. Like, I would never think that I would be talking to companies and doing interviews or even doing something like this. Like, I feel like they definitely kind of push networking like a lot. And I feel like them pushing that has allowed me to kind of just blossom into like a little networking butterfly. Even though right now I'm still learning, but
yeah, man, you're doing great, man. You're doing great. And so, speaking of engineering and your background, so have you had any like mentors along the way, especially at UMD?
Mm-hmm. So I've had a couple of mentors, and some of them have graduated, but I feel like it's important to have a variety of different mentors. And it doesn't have to be somebody that explicitly says that they're your mentor, but I feel like definitely seek out having a mentor, because having somebody who has gone through what you plan to go through or something like that. Like, I had a mentor that I got from the Black Engineer Society. She has graduated, but she was in the business school. So, yeah. Okay. She was in the business school, but she was a great mentor, and a lot of people were thinking like, hey, like she was in business school, like how did y'all like kind of have like a bond together? But you can learn something from anybody. It doesn't matter what major you're in, like it doesn't matter. She was in college longer than I have, so she knew stuff about college that I didn't know about, and she knew stuff about life that I didn't know about. So it was like, she was very, very close to me, and we went to the same high school, and I didn't even know that. But then I have mentors from like the programs that I'm in, like my Clark Scholars program that I did also the summer before freshman year. I got mentors from that, and then I just have like a lot of mentors like from my faculty, like the faculty staff that I have in my like respective programs. Like, I kind of seek them out as a mentor. They're my advisors. But, I think just having mentors on like different scales, like some students, some faculty, some advisors, different majors, like I think it's very important, and it's helped me kind of explore different opportunities. Like, my mentor from the Black Engineer Society, she told me about a scholarship to apply to. I applied to it and I got it. Or she told me to apply to go to conference. I applied and I went there. So it's like,
so you just got it like that.
Yeah, no, bro. I just think that like you definitely have to seek out these things and be intentional with making sure that you have a mentor and that you're taking advantage of any opportunity that you can take advantage of.
For sure. And so, speaking about guidance, so who is Dr. Norman to you? Like,
so Dr. Norman Wereley, he is my PI for the research that I'm doing this summer. This is also through the LSAMP Undergraduate Research Program, and so I report to him. I've been doing the research for about 7 weeks now. It's still in progress, like I'm still doing the research right now. But no, he is my PI, and I report to him anytime that I need help with my research project, that I'm a little lost on like the trajectory of what I need to do. As of right now, I kind of have like a lot of autonomy when it comes to what I do with my research. Like, it's very different than working, because a lot of engineering classes, you're working in a team. But for my research, like, I work by myself a lot of the time. Like, a lot of the time, like, I'm leading what I'm doing. I'm spending 6 hours a day. A lot of those times it's by myself, just doing work. Yeah. But, but it's okay. Like, I feel like I've always been so dependent in a way on like just a teacher just waiting for like I'm waiting for a teacher to tell me what to do. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I feel like this is allowing me to like gain some independence and saying that like I've done this not by myself, because obviously like I have a graduate assistant who helps me out, and then Dr. Norman Wereley, he helps me out whenever I need help, and then anybody else in my lab helps me out. But you know, this is me. You know, this is me, and he helps me make sure that I'm staying on track, but he also allows me to do what I need to do on my own and come to certain findings on my own.
So like speaking about, you know, being alone and kind of like on that solo route. So is engineering kind of like you kind of doing your own thing, or because I've heard you said there's the like, you know, the teamwork aspect, mm-hmm. But so is it just which one is it?
So okay, sometimes when it feels like okay, like in classes, it may seem like you're just figuring it out by yourself. Mm-hmm. But in industry, it doesn't matter if you're doing research, if you're going straight into industry after undergrad, you're going to be in a teamwork setting. Like, it's not just going to be you doing something. You're going to be in a team of some sort. So I think at UMD specifically, like, they try to push us doing team projects or, like, team things and being a team, just in literally any aspect. Like, literally, I think sometimes it can be a bit competitive, I would say, but you know, rarely do I do things like completely solo dolo. Like, obviously they want you to have some independence and do some things on your own, because at the end of the day, you're the one that's getting the degree. But, you know, I feel like it's definitely team oriented. Like, it's not a lot of things that I really attack by myself. And even the things that I do solo, I still seek out like advice to do so. But, you know, I would feel like it's definitely team oriented. And I don't know, just make sure that you have a community to help you. Because, yeah, you can pass a class, you can get a degree, you can do what you want to do, but you're going to have to lean on your community. Like, there's no way you're going to get through all 4 years of college just not talking to anybody, just getting your grades in and out. Like, no. And that's just not fulfilling. Like, talking to people, it makes college worthwhile, I would say.
And, you know, especially at Towson, I think it is, you know, just talking to people, just worth your while, honestly. I've built so many connections just off of just being bubbly and just going after it. Like, I mean, you gotta basically take what you want, man. Your network, man, is your network. Bro.
I agree,
bro. And so I hear you. You know, you talk a lot about your internship, and so what is actually your role in this internship? And it's called the GE Aerospace Engineering internship. Mm-hmm. Can you speak, you know, a little bit more about that?
Okay, so I got this. I'll talk about how I got the internship.
All right, let's go ahead.
I'll talk about how I got the internship, and then I'll try to like further explain. So I got an internship from the NSBE 50 convention.
Whoa. Before we get to that.
Okay.
So NSBE 50.
Okay.
If, you know, I've heard a lot about, you know, NSBE 50. Yeah, it's a chapter. No, NSBE is a chapter. I guess you could say in every school. So it's like for, it's a society basically for engineers, black engineers. Mm-hmm.
But it's not like completely like, okay, it's called the National Society for Black Engineers. Cool. But when I say you could be anything, you could be a business major and be in NSBE and still get internships. Like, I'm telling you, like, you can be a part of anything. It's not just like completely directly to engineers. Like, you can literally be anything and go to NSBE and get an internship and network with everybody. But, yeah, no. So, NSBE, UMD has a chapter at NSBE. It's called the Black Engineer Society.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I went to Atlanta. That's where the conference was.
A, man.
It was in Atlanta. It was fun. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think we spent about like 5 days. Maybe 4 days. I don't know. I'll say 4 days in Atlanta. And they paid for me to go. I didn't pay for registration. I didn't pay for housing. I didn't pay for travel. I didn't pay for none of that. They paid for me to go. And basically every day we went to, and mind you, you had to do this yourself. Like, nobody was waking you up every day like, let's go to conference, let's do this, let's go to the career fair. Like, you had to still get up. Even though they paid you to go, like, they paid for you to go, you still had to get up by yourself and make sure you went. So they had career fairs, I want to say every day. I want to say they had career fairs every day. And then they had, like, supplemental, like, workshops throughout. But, yeah, so I went to a couple of workshops, and those are just talked about, like, how to network and talk about LinkedIn and all these other opportunities to kind of, like, expand your brand. So, you know, I went to a couple of those, and I went to career fair about 2 times. I didn't go the 3rd time, I don't think. But, no, I went to the career fair twice. And basically you just walk around and you just talk to the companies. Like, literally, that's it. You talk to the representatives that they have. And then if they think that you're, like, a good fit to have an interview, then they'll write your name down and you, like, set up an interview time and all that. So, yeah, that happened for, That happened for GE Aerospace. And mind you, I didn't even hear about GE Aerospace beforehand. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I had no clue that they were, I've heard of GE, but I didn't know they had, like, an aerospace branch. I had no clue until I saw them there. But, you know, I kind of brushed up. I did research on some of the companies that I knew I wanted to talk to beforehand. So I made sure I was, like, at least, like, a little prepared. But GE Aerospace, that was just kind of, like, on the fly. Like, which is crazy that that's the place that I got an internship at. Because it's like, I didn't even know about them beforehand. But, yeah, no. So I talked to one of the representatives there. And I got an interview. She was super sweet. Super, super sweet.
Do you know her name by chance?
I think her name was Nade. But
shout out Nade.
Yeah, no, she was super sweet. We follow each other on LinkedIn. She's just so great, and I'm super thankful for her because the whole process was very smooth. Like, it felt like I was just chatting with her. Like, once again, be personable. Like, she was not a robot. She was very chill. Like, we were just talking about anything, and that's how we got it. Like, I don't even think we talked about, like, my technical skills that much. I just asked her about the company, and that was really it.
Okay.
But yeah, no. So I had my interview, and it was pretty chill. Like, she was just asking what I've done so far, what the role would be like, and yeah, I think I heard back like maybe a couple weeks after the conference that I got it. You know, it is for summer 2025 because, you know, summer 2024. Right now, I'm doing research, so, you know, I'm excited. But in that role, I'm pretty sure it's a project management role. They haven't told me much about it because it is so far away, like it's a year away.
For sure.
But it's a project management role. So I think I would just be overseeing like a lot of different engineering projects that they have going on. So I am excited about that because that is something that I want to do. Like engineering, a lot of times, I mean, it's a technical career. So you're going to be doing a lot of technical things, like a lot of math, a lot of physics, a lot of that. So I think this internship will allow me to see a different side of engineering, like the management part of it. So I'm excited about that, and I'm excited where that would be for me. And I think the housing, I think I'm able to travel with that. Like,
oh, that's dope.
They can, I think they'll give me like a stipend to like relocate to like another location, so I don't have to stay here. I can go to like Atlanta again. I can go to Florida, New York. I haven't really decided yet, but I'm excited. I'm excited. So
like, how do you kind of switch up the game and like, so you talking about engineering, but like, how do you make it Toni, like how do you kind of put your spin to it?
So I feel like just for me, like I would like to think that I'm a creative person and I'm very expressive in a lot of the things that I do. So I try not to like assimilate to what I think an engineer should look like. Because if you ask a lot of people, like, I'm not gonna lie, and this may be like some like inherent bias, I don't really know. But a lot of people didn't think that like I was an engineering major. Like if you were to ask somebody, look at her like, what do you think her major is? Like, then a lot of people would not say engineering, and you know, that's fine, you know, but I feel like it just will kind of like broaden the perspective that you can literally look like anything and do whatever. Like, there's not a certain way that you should look or have to present yourself in any discipline. So I feel like what makes engineering Toni for me is that I just stay true to myself. Like, I'm not gonna switch up how I act or how I present myself just to make anybody else comfortable. I move in the way that I feel like I should move. Like,
I like that.
I feel like, I don't know, like I try not to compare myself to people, but I feel like that's like a thing, like we do that, like people do that. You compare yourself to people, even if it's not like on purpose, you're just like, dang, like, should I be doing this? Should I be joining this org? Should I be in more, like, I think a lot of things that I've been thinking about is that I feel like I should be in more, like, technical orgs, like a rocket ship club or something like that, which is all fine and dandy, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like just making sure that I can, because my whole thing with engineering is I just want to make sure that more people that look like me, you know, are in these spaces and feel like they belong in these spaces. So I want to make sure that I can continue to do that however I can, whether that's on campus or anywhere else. So, you know, I'm just making sure that I continue to stay true to myself and just knowing that at the end of the day, like, this is a career, but I'm still me. Like, I'm not going to change who I am or how I present myself for this career. So, yeah.
And so you talk about, you know, uplifting, you know, especially people your color. So how can you actually uplift these people? So how, you know, give some advice on, like, how you did it. Like, how you got these, like, what was, like, your daily motivators, or, like, what were the things that you were thinking of, or, like, oh, that's, how do I get here? How do I get there?
So, I would say, like, a lot of the times, like, what I'm doing right now, like, I try to, like, in the Black Engineering Society, like, I involved any event that they said, like, they were talking to high schoolers or anything like that, like, I was there. Like, I did a shadow day. Even though, like, I'm a freshman, like, I still have stuff to learn. Like, I do not know everything. I don't. Sure. And I still have stuff to learn, but I'm very, like, just vulnerable with, because I had, like, I think she was a sophomore. Her name was Victoria. But she was from, I don't remember what high school, but like a school in Maryland. And she told me that she wanted to be an aerospace engineering major, and she wanted to go to UMD. And she followed me, like, she went to some of my classes to see, like, how everything was. I took her to, like, my dorm. I just showed her, like, what I do around campus. And I feel like just being there, like, you don't have to be, like, engineering is hard. Like, don't try to dismay people from doing engineering. Yeah, it's hard. Like, yeah, we know that. But just make them know that they can do it, because they can do it. Like, it's not, engineering is hard, but literally you can do whatever you put your mind to. Like, it's going to be hard, and the path may not look like everybody else. I feel like that's the biggest thing. Your path is your path. Your journey is your journey. Don't try to make it look identical to anywhere, like anybody else. No, it may take you 4 years. It may take you 5 years. It may take you less than that. It may take you more than that. But just do what works for you, and also just make sure that you prioritize your mental health. Like, do not sit here and just keep trying to just be on go, and you're depressed. Like, figure out something that works for you academically, that makes sure those grades are still right, but that you're also, like, not depressed. So,
okay, so this is one of my big topics, you know, mental health. So, how do you prioritize your mental health, especially as an engineer?
So, I feel like my biggest thing is work hard, play hard, but I work a little harder. You know what I'm saying? Like, I play hard, but I also make sure that I do what I have to do. Like, I study. I do what I have to do to make sure that I get where I want to go. But I'm very intentional. Like, just as intentional I am with studying and, you know, allotting time to go to class and meet with my friends to study and all that stuff like that. Like, I make sure that I allot time to go out to do the things that I like to do aside from engineering. And, you know, I feel like that's just the biggest thing. Like, I make sure I go to therapy. I do what I have to do.
Hey, shout out therapy.
Shout out therapy. But, you know, I feel like I do what I have to do to make sure that I'm right mentally. Because I feel like if you're not right mentally, everything else doesn't matter. Like, you could get the grades or whatever, but you're just never going to be fulfilled until you're happy with what you're doing and where you are in life. So, you know, I'm definitely intentional with making sure, like, on the weekends or any time that I have to just chill, like, I chill. Like, you can take the time to watch a TV show. Like, you deserve that. Like, watch a TV show, go to the gym, do what makes you happy. Like, and I make sure I spend time with my friends. Like, regardless, I've always told this, and my mom agrees with me on this. Like, regardless of what I want to do, like, I'm never going to let engineering, like, completely take over my life to the point where I have no other life aside from that. Like, because that's just not who I am. Like, I'm going to dibble and dabble in a couple of different things. I'm not just going to be strictly engineering, because that's just not me.
So, what would be your long-term goal for, let's do this, your short-term and your long-term goal for, like, just personal? We can do personal first. Let's do personal first.
Okay. Ooh, this is a good one. Okay, short-term personal goal?
Yeah.
Okay, so short-term personal goal, I think I just want to be a little bit more disciplined. Like, I think I have a good amount of discipline.
I'm not waking up on time.
Sometimes I'm so far, like, I push so much for give yourself grace. Like, sometimes you're not going to wake up all the time. You're not going to wake up all the time on the right time. But I feel like I give myself a little too much grace sometimes. I'm like, girl, you've woken up at 8 a.m. every day. You can sleep in a couple times. And it's just like, I don't know. Sometimes I give myself a little too much grace. But, you know, I feel like I just want to be a little bit more disciplined short term. And I feel like I can do it. I can do it. But I just need to actually, and that's with any aspect. That's not just with academics. I just need to be disciplined with a lot of different things. And I feel like I'm pretty disciplined. But I can be more disciplined, I feel like.
And so, and then what would be your long-term goal for your personal goal? Like, what are you trying to get to? Like, what's that big, shiny, like, milestone? Like, yes, Toni needs to be there, or like, Toni needs to be doing this.
I'm trying to think. A long-term personal goal.
Hey, man, you don't have one either.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like maybe, and this is, I guess, short-term and long-term.
Okay.
I just want to have balance. Like, I just want everything to be balanced. I want to make sure that I am ultimately completing what I want to do. Like, once I see that I've gone out and I've impacted the amount of people that I want to impact and the demographic that I plan to impact, like, I feel like, I don't know, like, just having representation in this field is such a big thing. And I know a lot of people say that for, like, any other field, but it's such a big thing. Like, the fact that I don't see people that look like me that much. And, I mean, I go to PWI, so I don't see a lot of people that look like me in the spaces that I'm in right now, other than when I go to NSBE or when I go to the Black Engineering Society and see people that look like me doing the things that I want to do. So I feel like if I'm just successful in my career and I'm still able to do what I want to do and explore the other avenues that I want to explore and show other people that look like me that they can do the same thing or do whatever they put their mind to, and it doesn't have to just be like a one-way street, then I think I'll feel pretty accomplished. Like, to see that, I don't know, what I did was for something. Like, yeah.
Okay, so actually you brought up a very good point. So you talked about PWI. Mm-hmm. So for people that don't know, this is a predominantly white institution. And so actually that's my next point. I want to do like a big title that says PWI versus HBCU. So we both go to, PWI. What has been your experience, being at the PWI and being an engineering, like rather than, an engineering student at NCAT, like the biggest engineering tech school there is?
So I think both, and let me preface by saying this, HBCU's engineering is just as good. Like, each school has a good engineering program. I don't feel like it should ever be a comparison of a HBCU versus a PWI, because there's so many distinctions and differences between both schools, and it all depends on the school ultimately. But going to University of Maryland College Park, I feel like I've definitely seen a diverse amount of people, and I've been I would say I've been a lot more open to a lot of different cultures and a lot of different things just at my school. It can be a little discouraging when I'm just in class and I'm just like literally the only girl or like the only black girl, and anytime like we have like a diversity conversation, like all eyes are on you, like it's not gonna go away. But I've definitely taken the time out to find people that look like me, and I do have a community of people that look like me and people that don't look like me. I feel like I've definitely opened my eyes to who I feel like I would bond with, or who I feel like I would usually, like, I've definitely put myself out of my comfort zone when it comes to talking to people that I feel like I probably wouldn't normally talk to. But I feel like UMD, I've definitely sought out people that look like me and people that have similar interests like me. But, it's allowed me to kind of broaden my perspective on a couple of things.
So, do you feel like you're missing out? Because I feel like a lot of students, at these, PWIs, they're seeing their friends from high school going, to the HBCU parties or going to these events or, getting networking experience that they may or may not get at their PWI. So, do you feel you are missing out, or you're just chill?
I feel like I'm chill. Like, I feel like a lot of the times that people try to act like HBCUs are just like party schools. Like, no, I have a sister that goes to HBCU. My best friend goes to HBCU. I have a lot of friends that go to HBCUs, and they're getting it done. Like, I don't ever want it to be like, I don't know, pursued that HBCUs don't get stuff done like they do. And, you know, people pick and choose what they want to present on the internet. And, like, they may only show the parties or they may only show this. But there's a lot of people that go to HBCUs that are doing the thing, that are getting internships, that are at NSBE. Like, at the NSBE conference, when I tell you NCAT was deep, like, they had, like, the most amount of people in our region. Yeah, like, they were deep. Like, it's a lot of them. Like, people are getting stuff done at any school. So I feel like if you just seek out certain opportunities, no matter where you go, HBCU, PWI, you can accomplish what you want to accomplish. And you can still go to parties. Like, we have our parties. We do what we got to do. But, you know, just seek out what you want to seek out. And, you know, I feel like that whole thing that HBCUs don't get what they got to get done, they do. Like, yeah, they get done what they got to get done. So, in PWI, sometimes people slack and they just do parties. Like, sometimes people at UMD just party it out. And I feel like that's just at any college. Like, sometimes people choose to just focus on the party a little bit more than academics, and, you know, that's just kind of what it is. But, you know, I feel like it's what you make of it, like, regardless of what school you go to. If you want to party, do that. If you want to do your academics and party, do that. Like, it's completely up to you. It's your trajectory, and you choose where you want to go in college. So, no, I don't feel like I'm missing out.
And so I know that, you know, money, you know, so money is a very, how do you say it? I guess you say, well, money is scarce, you know that, but, you know, in the engineering field, there's a lot of money in it. Do you feel that you know, are in it for the money, or are you just there for the passion or another various reason? So,
as of right now, like, I want to do engineering. And that's why I pursued aerospace engineering. But I feel like there's a lot of moral ethics that may not completely align with mine, and especially in aerospace engineering. I'm not going to explicitly say what it is, but use your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, just think about it. But, you know, I feel like for me, it is partly because of the money, and people who try to act like it's not because of the money, you're lying. Like, obviously, you can have a passion for it, but
you survive somehow.
Yeah, like, you gotta get some money somehow. And I feel like just me being able to know that, like, 9 times out of 10, and just knowing me and my work ethic, like, I should be coming out of college making, I don't even know, but it should be enough for me to be sustainable and have, like, a sustainable lifestyle, and for me to still, like, be able to do other avenues, because I know that I do want to have, like, my main career be in engineering, but I do possibly, like, want to pursue, like, other avenues and do other things, like, on, like, a creative side, and kind of just do, like, entrepreneur type stuff. But I don't really know exactly what that is yet. But I just know I just don't solely want to do engineering. But yeah, no, I just feel like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I
think you
like,
got it, man. You're not in for the money, but you know.
Yeah, like the money is definitely an incentive. Like, I think I do have a passion for it. I do also say that, like, some people say that, like, money's not enough to help you keep going. Like, if you just like, dang, I'm this close to just dropping this class and giving up and switching this major. Like, I feel like depending on your financial situation and how you grew up, money can definitely be a big factor. And hopefully, like, you grow to have a passion for it later. But yeah, no, if you didn't necessarily come from money, I feel like money can be a huge factor to get you going where you want to go. But for me, it's like 50-50. And I mean, that's up to change as I progress throughout college. You know, I may continue to have a stronger passion for engineering, but as of right now, it's 50-50 because I'm new to engineering. Like, I haven't been doing this for a long time.
And, you know, talking about money, you were in Atlanta, you know, for the NSBE 50.
Yeah.
And so, what were the things that you've seen, like, at the, you know, just being around, like, in Atlanta, or just talking to, you know, certain people, like, did they feel like they came from money, or they, you know, they presented themselves like they had money?
So, during, like, the conference, like, when I was going to, like, the conferences and the workshops, when I tell you, I saw so many different people, and a lot of, like, African-American people, and it was just so beautiful. Like, when I tell you, it was hundreds and hundreds of people, and it was just so crazy. Like, that was, like, one of the first things I said to, like, other people in my org. I was like, guys, like, it's so many people here, and it was just so beautiful to look at. Oh my gosh. But you know, and everybody was super open to talking, like, super talkative. Everybody was trying to network, and it was a cool vibe. Like, nobody gave vibes like they were stuck up or like they were better than anybody. Like everybody was pretty chill, and there was people I didn't know. Like I was talking to people I didn't know every day. Everybody on LinkedIn that I networked with like almost like 100 people. And once again, I'm not like a big like I'm gonna talk to you first type of person, but people were coming up and they'll speak to you. They'll definitely speak to you. But everybody was pretty chill.
And so like I guess give us a step by step like what you do, like how's the hotel, like, you know, because people like to know like, what's Toni doing, you know, in Atlanta, like, you know, that's not like a bland like thing that's big, you know what I'm saying? So like, were you like, you should have been like a content creator, like, you know?
Bro, I was thinking about it, but I was like, I don't know. But so yeah, no, I went during spring break, so I know a lot of other schools probably were still like in the process of having class or some of that, but I think UMD, luckily, we went during spring break. And so when we got there, we took a plane. It was cool. It was nice. Everything was good. We had a nice hotel. It was a really nice hotel. And I stayed with one of the other people in the Black Engineer Society. Like, we were all roomed up. I think it was about like 40 of us or maybe 60 of us. Don't quote me on that. But it was a good amount of us that ended up going. From the Black Engineering Society, and you know, so it wasn't strictly like I just was going to conferences and workshops and doing all that all day. Like, no, we had time to go out and go to the restaurants. Because, you know, Atlanta, like, their food is something. Like, you need to go to, if you go to Atlanta, you gotta eat their food. So, you know, I definitely had me a seafood boil or two. I went to the mall. Like, I was going thrifting. Like, I definitely had me a time. I think during that time, like, Nicki Minaj had a concert out or something.
You went?
No, I did not. I was about to. I was very tempted. But, yeah, no, because, like, it was super busy. So, like, because we were in, like, the metropolitan area, so it was super busy. Like, everybody had, like, little Nicki Minaj shirts everywhere. It was all over the place. But, no, it was fun. And it was a fairly busy city, which, I mean, you could possibly think that Atlanta is busy. Like, it was very busy. But, yeah, no, it was interesting, and I had me a good time. I was like, it was a good balance between, like, me networking and me, like, doing what I came here for, versus, like, just me chilling, like, with other people in the Black Engineering Society and just us eating and talking. And we also had, like, a dinner with our dean, Dean Graham, who's the Dean of Engineering at UMD College Park. And, you know, we had dinner with him, which was nice, and we just had a lot of time to just network with each other and then network with other people. So, you know, Atlanta was fun. I had a great time.
And so, have you been anywhere else, you know, especially with the engineering, or is that just it, just Atlanta?
So, I went to Virginia, which wasn't like anything crazy for me because I mean, I'm in the DMV, so it's just like Virginia's just like home away from home, like it was right there. But I went to Virginia prior for the NSBE regional conference because there's different regions of NSBE. But, you know, so I'm in region 2. So that's like the DM.
Well, before you get into that, what is these regions, like break down NSBE, like, so is it's a chapter, right?
Yeah. So NSBE is a national, because it's actually a worldwide chapter because they have chapters that are outside of the United States. So, okay, it's breaking. Do not quote me on this, but I think it might be either 6 regions. I think it's 6 regions, and it's just based off like the regions of the United States, like just different regions. Like I think region 2, we have North Carolina, Maryland, Baltimore, Virginia. Like I think I'm trying to think of what other schools, but yeah, those just like regions like that. Like, and there's a whole bunch of like pride and. Each region hosts different events, but so I'm in region 2, but yeah, I don't really know.
That's good, but you know, speaking about the Virginia experience, so was it a different vibe from the Atlanta experience as at the NSBE conference?
So Virginia was definitely a lot. I mean, it was a lot less people because it was only for our region. But no, it definitely gave me insight. Like that was my first actual networking event. Like the first time that I've been into a career fair actually. Because UMD, they host career fairs. It's just like I never actually set aside this time to actually go to one. But same thing happened for Virginia. They paid for my registration and my traveling, my lodging, like all that stuff. And it was the same thing. Like I was able to explore Virginia. I think it was a shorter amount of time though. I think there was only like one career fair, but it still allowed me to kind of like expand and meet a lot of people at the like workshops and at the career fair. And one of the people that I saw, like one of the representatives that I saw for a company at the regional conference, I saw again at the national conference. So like the regional conferences kind of help you prepare for the national conference, if that makes sense. So if you can go to both, definitely go to both, because I feel like they definitely expand upon each other. Like if you see somebody, you're like, oh Toni, I've been keeping up with you, like throughout your whole, like, because the regional conference is in the fall, and then the national conference is in the spring. So I feel like it definitely helped me just like develop better networking skills and just talking to different companies and kind of just prepare me for like the big deal, which is the national conference, which can be a bit overwhelming because there's so many people and you're trying to just like set yourself aside and make yourself different than everybody else. But just be yourself. Like, it's gonna be okay.
And so like, give us an insight. So like, are people like, so are there like people that just like learn and do skills, or is it like you have to learn LinkedIn, like the platform in itself?
I feel like if you just learn, like just foundational skills just to start with, then I feel like the other stuff will come later. Obviously, be intentional about learning it, because some things obviously you could just learn just by like experiencing it. But I feel like if you seek out like workshops and things like that, like I've been to like 4 LinkedIn workshops. And I'm not like a LinkedIn warrior. Like I like LinkedIn, but I'm still learning. Like I'm still learning about it. So I feel like you don't have to be an expert at every single thing when it comes to networking. But I feel like just put yourself in those spaces, anything like that. So I feel like just be intentional with seeking out opportunities to not only boost your academics, but boost you socially. Like once again, if you aren't happy with where you are socially, like none of the academics are not going to matter at all. I promise you, it's not.
And so, are you on any of the? So you talk about all these organizations and clubs. Are you on any like board, like e-boards, or do you know anybody on these e-boards? Especially, you talk about NSBE a lot. So,
so I know a couple people on the Black Engineer Society e-board. I plan on doing it soon. I'm a little scared though. I don't know, but I feel like I do try to like talk about NSBE anytime I can. So me being on the e-board wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea. But I am trying to restart a club of my own. It's in the works right now. So hopefully that's gonna be executed. That's in the works. But it's not an engineering club. But I do hope to be on like an e-board soon. I know I'm only a freshman, so I'm trying to like ease my way into it. But I do want to start taking like more of like the leadership role in certain orgs. But yeah.
And so like, what's the process, of starting? I'm not, we're not gonna, give it out, but like,
okay.
Like, what's the process of like, trying to get, e-board members and like get certified with the school?
So okay, each school is different. And I just started the process like a couple months ago because it was very much like vaguely an idea. But you have to make sure that people are interested in it. Like if you have an org and nobody's interested in it, it's not going to go far. Like I'm not going to lie to you. Or you have to at least try to pursue people being interested in it. Like try to make your org interesting. But, so I talked to a couple of my friends about the org and see like if they would be interested in doing it, and a lot of them said that they would, and they asked their friends and they asked their friends, so it's just like so far like I don't even like it's not even official that I even have this org or that this org is a thing. But
man, that could have been a long-term goal.
My bad. But it's not even official that this org is a thing, but I have like a lot of people already on the roster saying that they would do the org once it starts up. But the process, it's a little strenuous, I'm not gonna lie, but I feel like it's worthwhile. Like if it's something that you're passionate in, I don't care how long it's going to take. As long as at the end it's like a org that has good standing and everything is organized and everything is good, then I think all should be well. But this is once again me stepping out of my comfort zone, just seeing like if this is something that I don't know, I feel like I would be good at, because a lot of my friends, they think that it's going to be good and that I would be like a good president for this org. But I'm excited. A lot of things, just like a lot of just like I don't know, you have to go to like workshops, like new org workshops. You have to make sure you have like a constitution. You have to make sure you have advisors. You have to make sure like your e-board is doing what they need to do. So it's a whole process, but I feel like just try to start with a good foundation, and so from there it should soar.
So lastly, man, just any last round of advice for like the kids or like people that you love out there, or just anything that you would want to get out?
Okay, my biggest thing would be never stop learning. Like, literally, it doesn't matter if you're in academia or not. Like, you can always learn something, and the more you learn, the further you're pushing yourself to like prepare you to do whatever you want to do in life. So I feel like never stop learning, never stop trying to do different things, never stop trying to dibble and dabble in certain things, like, because you never know where that can take you. So yeah, that's probably what I would say. Yeah. That's
good, man. And so, is there any, like, if people want to reach out to you, where can they reach out? Like, what platforms can they reach out to you on? Like, so either LinkedIn,
Okay, so I can reach out to me on LinkedIn. That's my big one, LinkedIn, and it's just Toni Paylor. So Toni and then Paylor, Paylor. And yeah, that's kind of all I'm on right now, or on Instagram, which is just Toni, Toni, and then MRIE. And so yeah, that's really all I got right now. But LinkedIn is probably the big one.
Dope. Hey man, we'd love to have you on, especially again, and anybody else from University of Maryland that would want to come out. This is XCSR. We are on XCSR, and this is Visionary Collectives, and this is us signing out. Thank you.
Thank you.